You're recording Vigia.
Hello.
Hello. Are you listening?
It's my January man.
It's
He's
Russian
my new
January.
guy, January man. It's January 2nd,
I
man.
love the cold, but even though February is colder, I'm still January man.
I
Russian
still
guy.
live January only. I live for 30 days, then I kill me.
Then I kill you.
Then I kill the me.
I kill the me and I turn to February man.
I metamorphosize like little butterfly.
This year I live longer February. Leap
I
year.
don't know if you ever knew what accent that was, but I will let you know right now. It is old countryman from Amsterdam because
Oh,
that's
yeah?
exactly what he sounded like when he was telling us about cheese.
It does sound like a combination of Russian and Jewish, which I guess gives you Amsterdam.
Yeah. Somewhere in the between.
Somewhere in there. Somewhere in between. What a good song. Okay.
Oh, I know. Good album.
Here we go.
Hello and welcome everybody to the Hoppy Boys Are Good Buds Talk About Drinking Suds. I am Brian Bilecki.
And I'm your co-host, of course, the creepy uncle of podcasting, Uncle Cream. Hi, Diddle Cream Nation, recording live on Scream. I'm editor in chief here. Cream Weekly. Dr. House Cream reporting for Creamy as Cream.
Creamy ice cream. January man's making an appearance.
We were talking about on Lonely Boys today that potentially, before I say Dr. House Cream reporting for duty, we could give the optional ACAB. Could put it out there first, and then if they decide to abide,
Hit the button.
yeah, I'm with them, ACAB. Or the blue collar workers
you
can
with
say
them or
cream ice
against
cream.
them?
Either way, I get swayed very easily. Whatever they want is what I want. Yeah, so that's a callback to last episode. If you haven't seen Mulled Wine,
I know.
go check it out.
It was. What did we land on? The Duchess of Cream.
Oh, I don't remember.
Dr. Duchess.
Maybe I should go
Dr.
watch it back again.
Dr. Duke of Creamery.
Duke of Cream.
I don't remember. It's been
I don't know.
a week. It seems. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's big behind the scenes here. Me and Brian, we're gonna try to do this yesterday, and we both felt like we had doo-doo brain after our New Year's Eve debauchery, Brian.
Which I guess says a little bit about the product we will be reviewing today,
Yeah.
in the scope of what we were reviewing it for. But yeah, no, it was we both kind of came to an agreement. I get like that before every recording. Like I'm not funny enough
Not
today. It's
funny
just
today.
not it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I sit down and get on here, we start yucking it
And
up
you're
a
like,
little
yeah,
bit.
you know what? I was right. I wasn't funny enough to sit down here. I suck.
Why am I doing this? Why'd you let me do this?
I don't want to.
I feel like Darian's always trying to be like, Brian, maybe not tonight. Maybe no. I don't think you're ready.
Wait another day.
But
And
it's every
another
day.
day. And another day. Until it's forever.
Right. I think I usually think she's like trying to be like, oh no, I want to spend time with you, but she's like, I just don't want you to like put that
Embarrass
out
yourself.
there. So like, yeah, it's just like a big mistake that you're making.
Yeah, I mean, answer in the comments here if you think Brian's making a big mistake by doing this at all,
Please,
wasting his
yeah.
time.
Like, comment, subscribe. Mistake.
Yeah. I feel like I'm starting to understand what version of myself I'm going to bring to the table. And yesterday's was one of those days where I didn't really feel, and we'll get into this a little bit soon, but I didn't feel like hungover. I just felt like I had the classic brain fog. I think last year's New Year's, I woke up feeling like genuinely bad. I was sitting in IHOP last
Right.
year, different IHOP. South Shore IHOP.
Okay.
I was in a North Shore IHOP this time. Got to get that taste of the North Shore while I still have it, baby. But I was sitting there.
You know,
They're different.
Island's not that far apart from north to
It
south.
takes 20 minutes to get there.
That's a while.
It's a while, baby. But I felt like headachy and maybe borderline nauseous last year, and maybe that's personal growth on my end. I felt hungry, no headache, just stupid,
Yeah.
and I chowed
I
down.
like, and maybe it's what I'm drinking more often than not now, but I feel like I don't really get that like typical college hungover anymore. where like completely incapacitated. It's more just like a minor inconvenience,
Yeah.
but it is definitely there, and it's more like just anxiety, I
Yeah.
think, than anything.
Inconvenience is the best word for me. Because it's just like I could be maybe useful today in some way, and now
Yeah,
I got nothing for anybody. I'm not talking.
yeah,
That's the thing too. Like when I'm feeling like that, I don't feel talkative by any means, and I feel like I'm not going to bring
yeah.
anything to the table. So here, this is what you get instead. You get the day after that. Now we're ripping and roaring, firing on all cylinders, baby.
See, but here's the thing. I went back to work today,
Uh huh.
and that
Same.
caused me immeasurable amounts of pain.
Yeah, that was tough.
And I
Did you go? Did you
told
go in, or are
Darren,
you still able to stay at home?
no, I still work from home, but like
Oh.
it is so fucking boring, dude. Like I don't talk to anybody all day. I feel like I'm in like a loony bin. I just like spin in my chair and try and do my best.
Yeah. So that for me yesterday is what I did without working. So I think that helped me kind of transition to today. I think sometimes what I need like after a break's over or like a vacation, I need a day to like almost force myself to do absolutely nothing, so I feel shitty about it, and I get so
Yeah,
bored that I'm like, I can't wait to have a routine tomorrow because this by the end of the day I'm so sick of lumping around. I can't wait to just like force myself to get up at 6 o'clock and like start a normal day.
yeah.
So that's a pro tip. If you don't want to go to work, make yourself have such a bad day that you want to go to work the next day.
I was trying to do that all the 2 weeks I took off. I was
Yeah,
trying to be like, what can I do to like make myself want to go back to work? And it didn't
didn't
happen.
work.
I was playing House Husband all 2 weeks, and I was
Yeah,
just like,
it's kind of
this
fun.
rules.
Yeah,
It's fun to just like make the house nice, and
yeah,
like go to the grocery store when there's like not a
a
looming
bunch of
cloud
stuff
of like
pressing.
it's 5 p.m. You better cook dinner.
I know it really makes those like mundane tasks more manageable. Like, oh, cool, I'm doing stuff for
Yeah,
me. I feel good about it, and it's not like I don't have to cram it into my day.
right. Exactly.
I
And
agree.
now back to bullshit.
Back to the bullshit.
Oh well.
Oh well. Well, should we get into what we were drinking and what led us to all these feelings?
That's right. Let's do it. What did you drink last week? Oh,
That our little
um,
back and forth on the video feed made me think that we should definitely make a graphic of Uncle Sam where it says underneath, "What did you drink last week?" Very
very good.
accusatory.
Yeah. Um,
New T-shirts.
milk. I had milk.
I had a lot of milk. The hormones got to me.
Yeah. I was trying to just like get into. I've been getting into like really into milk recently.
Yeah.
And by that I mean like I'm trying to do like maybe a go mad, maybe a two. What's a two go mad? 2 gallon of milk a day.
Oh wow. Okay,
I'm trying to do.
that's not bad.
Darian won't let me do 3, so I'm on
Once you
two
get to the
gallons of
second
milk a
gallon,
day.
is it just like running out of you like water?
It's running at me like milk.
Okay. And is your pee almost like
Thick.
the color of cum, and then your cum is color of pee?
Comes black. Come is black.
Comes black.
Pea is white.
Pee's white.
Thick.
Thick.
Um, yeah. So this happens when you drink whole milk. 2 gallons of milk a day, whole milk. 2 gallons. I tried 1 week whole milk, 1 week skim milk to see the difference. Skim milk is completely normal.
Okay. And when you do
Yeah.
pee, you have to go on all fours, and Darian has to milk your one udder.
Right. It's very bulbous. It
Yeah.
has like no muscle anymore. It's kind of weird. I don't have like that like urinary
Yeah.
muscle anymore. So yeah, Darian's just yanking that, and
And you
it's
have to
kind
tell
of
her the way you tell her is you walk up to her when she's eating, you push her and go moo, moo. You point down.
so what cows.
They fucking push around, man.
Hey, moo!
You think
Moo,
you think
motherfucker, moo!
farmers want to do that? They were in a bad neighborhood,
Some
being
farmers
the
are kind of
farm.
freaks.
Yeah, and they got pushed
So,
around by the wrong cow.
eh. um, so since the last record, we've done both Christmas and New Year's. Is that correct?
That is true. Yeah, I think we did mulled wine right before Crimbo.
Right. So I guess we can do a little recap of both.
Yeah, we
The
had
milk,
talked a few
though,
times
everybody,
between,
that
but we don't
wasn't a
record all
very
of our
good one.
conversations, so you didn't see all those.
Yeah.
I record all of our conversations.
I don't see them, so
Yeah, it's all for me. I mean, I
you
don't
know.
remember Christmas as well at this point. It was
Mhm.
the 2 week span just kind of blends together. I went to work like one day the week between Christmas and New Year's, but it really was a lot of drinking, a
Yes.
lot of days of it, and if even if it wasn't like a a big drinking night, it was just a lot of those like medium drinking nights strung together. I said that there's a 4 day span in a row where I had to drink. Had to. I mean, my hand was forced.
You got it.
I gotta. So Gina of Ireland, famous early guest of the show, was in town. So we hung out in Lindenhurst. We're moving soon, like the first night of my break, and then we went to good friend Jesse Curls, his 30th birthday. So that was like a big. That was my one like drunk night that week, and then
Mhm.
Christmas. I think that was the 23rd. Actually, that was the 23rd, and Christmas Eve was I'm getting them all mixed together. No, it was 22nd was that day. 23rd was the Friendsmas. That night I was the driver, but like I'll do my classic front load where I'll have like four or
Right.
five beers in like a couple hours, and then I won't drink for like 8 hours, and then I'll drive home. And that was my mode for the next 3 days between 23rd, 24th, 25th, because the 24th was Nicole's family Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day was Nicole's family, also other side of the family Christmas Day.
Mhm.
Where Christmas Day I drove home Nicole's cousin's car. Drove her cousin home along with her mom, being Nicole's great aunt. And no, it's a regular aunt, but she's old. She's like grandma age. Old bag. She kept coming up to me all night and was like, do you think there's enough vodka in here? What should I mix with this? More ice or more vodka?
More hard candy.
Yeah.
Any
But
of those
like,
strawberry things that got that gooey set? Put those in it.
but I had to drive the two of them home with their car to their house because they were just a drunken mess and were like stumbling into the car, and I had to walk her aunt down her stairs into a basement apartment.
Oh my god.
I was like, "This is Christmas. This is this is what it's like to marry into the fam." But it was just funny how those days all started. Like, oh, it's a drinking day. What happens? I had a couple old fashions, and then all of a sudden you'd have to like completely put your heels in the ground and stop cold turkey,
Yeah.
and then wait like 10 hours, and then just at that
Try
point
again.
it's like it feels like 2 different days. Like, how did I end up
Right.
driving these like belligerent people home when I started the day drinking old fashions? It's just interesting. So that was my Christmas time.
Nice.
It was nice.
Yeah, so I was for Christmas I was in Ohio.
Ohio,
I was
Ohio,
with my
Ohio.
lover. Cleveland actually, so Cleveland rocks,
Yeah.
of course. Um we were there. I didn't realize that Icos Toys there. It looks like a fucking like mess of entrails. Um but yeah, so Darian's not drinking still. Terry doesn't drink that often, and he was like training for a marathon that he's currently in Disney for, so he wasn't drinking that
Mm.
much. I'm not gonna drink with Darian's parents really. So I
Do they,
drank by
do they are they
myself.
drinkers?
They like have a drink or two.
Yeah.
They don't like drink. Like it's not like party time.
Yeah.
Um, so like if we went out to dinner and have a drink, but like back at the house, I think it was Christmas Eve and Christmas were the two bigger drinking days that we did. Because we went up there, like the Friday before Christmas. Um, so Christmas Eve, or the day before Christmas Eve, we go to Festivus. Sorry,
Yes.
we go
Yes.
to the store, pick out a 12. Sorry, 6 pack of Christmas ale from 12 Dogs,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called.
Okay.
Uh, and those were like apex
Nice.
Christmas ale. Like some of the best I've had. I like Great Lakes as well whenever I go up there because they do a really good job. Like every bar has Great Lakes on tap, and they always do sugar rims, and it's always really good.
Yeah.
Um, so that's always fun. So we got a 6-pack of those and then a 6-pack of Gansets.
Nice, dude.
Uh,
How much are
barely
those?
touched the Gans.
$7?
It was cheap. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Usually in Ohio, like they everyone's drinking there.
Gansett was
Fun thing
a
about Ohio,
Christmas Day beer for me for sure.
yeah, it's an everyday beer, no
Every day.
matter what the day beer is. The store that they have there is called Giant Eagle, and I think it is affiliated with Giant and Stop and Shop and all that other stuff. But they have an actual they had a 12 tap bar in the grocery store.
Oh my
that
god.
it was like I'll just take a pour of that, like $6 a pint. Like, here you go.
That's crazy.
Like,
I
good
mean,
stuff.
we have a Dunkin' in my shop right over here. I can imagine if you just had like a bar that you could drink at instead.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty. I mean, I got a Great Lakes Christmas ale from there, and I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
this is awesome.
That's awesome.
Everyone was walking around the store. I was yucking it up and kind of like
Like,
dancing
hey,
around.
hey,
Everyone
hey.
else was really annoyed and just like having a terrible time. And I have no very low stakes time for me there. So that was very fun. But yeah, Christmas and Christmas Eve and Christmas was just like drink a bunch of beers. I did a spike. We bought like a special like local nog.
Was it yellow like Drew would like?
I meant to send Drew a picture of it. I think he would really like it because I mean I don't know if he'd hate it because it's Ohio and Michiganders and
Oh yeah.
Ohioans hate each other. But it was definitely some of the best nog I've ever had. It was
Okay.
like Drew said, you could taste the egginess of it.
Right.
It was really good. But I put some bourbon in that, and that was very good.
Yeah,
So,
maybe it's like the
kind of-
better quality eggnogs can like stand up to a bourbon a little bit better.
Yeah, I definitely consumed it a little more rather than like just kind of letting the booziness sit on the front and the back end when you get like a little eggnog sandwich.
Yeah, totally. I was gonna bring my eggnog cocktail to Friends Miss as like a wintry drink, but I remember last year when we had our Friends Miss, the theme of the night was everyone to bring a different martini, and the like TikTok martini craze was heading us, especially for wintertime, was heading us in the direction of all the milky ass like Bailey's type martinis.
Yeah.
So I remembered last year just being just a lactate nightmare. So I was like, you know what?
Right.
If someone else ends up bringing something like this, I just don't want to have just a gross, bloaty, milky nightmare in our hands again. So I'll opt out, and I brought margaritas instead. So everyone brought winter cocktails and like margarita, baby. Jimmy's dead. I gotta live on. I gotta keep him living on. But it was like you've been saying about me. It's been like a cocktail winter. I had old fashions the 23rd, old fashions 22nd, margaritas the 23rd, and then an old fashions again for the 24th and 25th, with some beer sprinkled in.
It's just like it's just so easy.
Yeah, and when they're good, they're good.
Yeah.
The thing with 24th and 25th is since we're with anytime you're with Gerard, especially for like a drinking holiday, what he did for both those days is he brought with him old fashioned equipment. Like he brought.
Oh wow!
And he brought like a special mix because he was making a variant and making like a peach, like a southern peach old fashioned. He brought like the mix for it, but he brought the cherries. He brought his own squirt of simple syrup. He brought like a huge thing of Maker's Mark. He just came prepared, and he also had a full container of Bloody Mary mix because he likes to make like very specific Bloody Mary mix, and then I guess add the vodka later on. Just like he keeps all the tomato stuff and like the flavor separate, so that he could just add ice, vodka, and whatever amount of mix you like. But he was just like he's basically the Resident Evil 4 merchant for cocktails for all of Christmas. He's doing a fantastic job. But when he's making them, if he's gonna he'll ask like the room like who wants one, just make a batch of 6 old fashions, just because he just likes doing it for the group.
He didn't ask them, "What are you buying?"
He didn't know the joke, but next year I'll make sure he brings a trench coat and he'll do the character for us.
Yeah, trench coat, bandana, the whole hood. Yeah, he's got to do all that.
He's got it. There was also a 12 beers of Christmas clown shoes pack that I had gotten from Chris and Madeline a couple of weeks ago, and I brought that. And I just would fill up everyone's glass and just split like a beer into 4 or 5 people's little glasses. And I never had clown shoes before. I don't know if you're familiar with clown shoes, but I know they're supposed to be like one of the earlier craft beer brands, but they're pretty solid. They had one of them was a mango wheat that was pretty up there with mango cart.
Yeah, I feel like I've definitely seen these before because like they look like they have the original like craft brew label.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right.
First craft brewery. Let's put a design on ours, and they
Yep.
just made them all heroes.
They're like the kind of I bet you that Chris Madeline found them in Costco, and that's the kind of place you would find this type
Oh
of
fuck
craft
yeah!
brewery is like a Costco craft
Oh
brewery.
yeah, California baby.
They're all right.
Yeah, it's so weird because like we were at Costco and Darren's like, do you want uh what the fuck are they called Allagash you want a case of Allagash White for
Mm.
Ohio? And I was like, no, I'm just not like I don't know, I'm just not feeling it
That actually sounded really good to me right
something.
now. I haven't had one of
And
those in
now
a
it
while.
sounds good.
Now, you know what? Because she said it. She said it so dumb. I was like,
Yeah.
that sounds gross. But when you said it out
Earl
loud, like,
recommending a
oh,
beer. What am I, a pansy?
it's like you get turned on by your own. Like you just have to say to yourself, Brian, you're so cute. Oh, you get all horny when you say your own name out
Voice
loud.
complimenting me? Oh my God. Favorite.
My favorite.
But yeah, I think I don't think I really drank at all in between Christmas and New Year's. I think my body understood that like it was gonna be put through something else
Yeah.
going into New Year.
Oh
So
yeah.
how'd that look for you that week in between?
I was trying to stay off. I think the one day I did drink between was so what we did that night where we went to Jesse's surprise birthday party, we were starting en route to what we were calling the 12 pubs of Christmas, and we got through 3 of them. So naturally, before Gina left, her and my friend Meg wanted to finish the 12 pubs of Christmas, so that we were on a mission that Friday night before New Year's to do so. So we, I'm pretty sure I counted only 8 more that we did that night. So I think there's one pub of Christmas missing on the Lindenhurst Strip, if you can call it that. But the last pub of the night was Mike's Sports Bar, which is her dad's basement, which is by far the best bar in Lindenhurst. If you make your way over there, I'm sure if you just knock on the back door or like just walk into the basement, they're happy to have you. They have a great selection of beer. They have a dartboard. They have a great karaoke machine, full wet bar, anything you could ever need. They also have a separate beer for shitty beers, which is where they keep like their Bud Light oranges,
Wow,
which is the funniest thing that they love in that house.
yellows, baby.
One of the fun things that they do there is if you lose a game, any game, you take a shot. It's like, oh, you lost in darts and you're not good at darts? You got to take a shot. Like, okay.
You lost paper scissors? Shot.
Take a shot. That is definitely something they would do. But the 12 Pubs of Christmas is a fun new tradition that Meg wants to now make. You know, like when you go to a theme park and they have those fun maps of the parks? She wants to make like one of those for the Lindenhurst quote-unquote pubs. So you can see, we're going to give the people like 16, 17 options, and you have to just like do. There's not only 12 places to drink, but just pick
Right.
12. But I think there's
Yeah.
a definite starting place and a definite ending place. Do you have to do those too? And
Mike's Sports Bar is the last
Mike's
one
Sports
on
Bar is the
that
last
list.
one, baby. So that was it was a
How do you
fun
get him
night.
involved?
How do you get him involved?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, he was there. He was there for the last leg of it. He came.
I'm saying like for next year. I mean, when you're gonna start handing these maps out, we're like, who Mike's Sport? Where is this? And then they just get a bunch of like random people like.
Well, no,
knocking on
I
stuff. They're
think I think they're in on
got
it.
the map. Got the map. Come on, let us
They'd
in.
be
We're
like,
doing the map.
even if we didn't tell them about it, they'd be like, all right, just come in. They're very good at keeping company. They have like a full bar upstairs too in the backyard. They're a good.
Shit.
It's a party house for sure.
Yeah.
It's a funny place. He's honestly the reason why you stay up late there. If you go over to Mike's Sports Bar, I'm always trying to hang out until like 2:00 at the latest, and that's a very late night for me. But
Yeah.
the worry is that Mike doesn't want to let you go to bed. He's not done playing darts. He will keep you up till 4, and there's a chance you get home after 4. Yeah, I've been there singing karaoke and playing darts until 4. And I was like afraid of going over there that
Yeah.
night, finishing the 12 pubs of Christmas, because I was worried about what time it would happen.
Overtime.
And it's even tougher now because since she doesn't live here anymore, he'll like do the guilt trip of like, This might be your
Come
last night with.
on,
It's gonna be your last night with Gina for a long time. You should probably stay. She's gonna resent you if you don't
apparently
stay.
not. Comes back to the United States like 4 times a year.
Exactly. But it's a funny place. I hope to see all you fans, at the 12 pubs of Christmas next year. It'll be the last Friday before Christmas. Every year from now on, get your maps. Get your maps.
Yep, that's right. Get them while they're hot.
Get them while
Neck
they're
on
hot.
to you, every.
Yeah. And then New Year's Eve was that just hanging out at Chris Mallin's and drinking. What did I bring? I went over to North Fork, like I was telling you over text, to get some fun beers. They always have a great selection. They're killer over there. Gave us a complimentary crowler because they didn't have the stout in bottles anymore. So it's like, just take it, and it was good. And everyone shared beers, and great people over there at North Fork, my favorite brewery on Long Island, famously. And I had more margaritas. Also, I made a couple more margs. You saw me. We were on FaceTime, and I was showing the cool, funny bartender bit, where all it is a guy who shakes the shaker vigorously and smiles, like a normal funny guy.
Or like a normal bartender.
They don't smile. They frown.
I don't know. Have you ever seen like Bar Rescue when they're like, make sure you smile, and like if a bartender ever shook
It's
a shake
uneasy.
smiled at me like that, I'd be like, please
I'd be scared.
give my money back.
Yeah. Just take my money.
keep-
Take my money.
all my money.
Take
Go
my wife.
away.
Yeah, he's scared if they're walking at you with the shaker, smiling.
It's very terrifying.
Yeah.
That was a good bit. I was New Year's Eve. I went to our friend Steve's house so Darian and I split up for a night.
You broke
'Cause
up
she double
all
booked
night.
herself. Yeah. Well, just for a little bit.
Okay.
She double booked herself.
Did you have
She
like
went there
a
with
4-hour hall pass?
yeah.
But if you don't use it, you lose it.
Right. I tried.
Yeah.
No girls at the other party, so like whatever.
Yeah. I'm pretty. I might have this
And
wrong,
they got a
but
bunch of
I think
dudes.
my rule is that if I can't see Nicole, I have a hall pass. If she's not in my line of sight, I think I'm good to go. That's the way I understand it.
That's the implants that you can see through walls, right?
Yeah. Very expensive.
But worth it
Worth it.
for me.
Exactly.
So yeah, I went to our friend Steve's house and he made 3 prime ribs for like 12
Oh my
people.
God.
It was a lot of food. But he had I don't remember the name of the beer, but it was Aslan, and it tops volcano sauce for like the
Really?
best sour I've ever.
Wow.
It was, I think it was raspberry chocolate, hazelnut, sour,
Okay.
and it was awesome.
I'll have to keep a
It
lookout
was-
for it. And the bottle shop campground we love does carry volcano sauce, and they're like
Yeah,
very hip to those kind of places. And he saw my my Aslan
Aslan pin.
pin, and he was like, "Oh, I know the place. It's good." So hopefully they carry it. I could recommend it at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was at Total Wine by us. So
Okay. Might get lucky.
It's in distro area.
And I'll be going to Total Wines pretty soon. Spoiler.
Insane. I did not go to Total Wine. All I did was bring the rest of the Ganses I had from Christmas with me.
Just lose. You just had like, you wore your biggest shirt and put them all in the shirt bucket and
I
waddled
mean,
in.
I pretty much. I mean, they were tall boys, so I just had 3 tall boys with me. Again, another party that like I was the only one really consuming alcohol, because it was like my friend Steve, his wife, their 2 kids, they have a newborn, and then like their other friends who are also parents. So I was just sort of like drinking away. And then Darian came to pick me up and take me back home.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I got trashed because we went back to our house to hang out with other friends. And they are drinkers.
They are drinkers.
Started off by just dumping 2 shots of screwball.
Wait, once I was getting some updates for, I think, from Nary through Nicole, and once I saw the screwball come out, I forget you've told me that they're like screwball fanatics.
It's disgusting. I hate it, and like I mean I succumb to peer pressure very easily. We all know this. And they're like, Brian, screwball shot. And I'm like, if they want to do it, I'm gonna
I want them to like me.
I cannot miss out on this. No way. So I was, yeah, of course I took the shots, and I kind of forget that like shots affect me
And
in a
they
way.
yeah they hit you in a funny way that they'll get you immediately, but then also again like 15 minutes later.
Yeah, and
Twice.
it's so weird because I mean I that night I was drinking. I mean I had the beers. I had like another. We attempted to play beer cart, and it did not work out. So I drank like half a
Oh
Tropicana
yes,
and
us.
like dumped that down the drain. Um, I started drinking an old fashioned, and like in between the shots of screwball, I was drinking the old fashioned. Um, and like I think towards the end, I was just like onto water.
Yeah,
But like
just to try and
by
survive.
it, yeah, I like kind of don't even remember the ball dropping. But I definitely like browned out, and then like it was 1:30, and everyone's like, "All right, bye." I was like, "Oh, it's
Oh
over."
man, I'm still really drunk right now. It sucks when like my worst fear of drinking is when it gets to a point when you realize it's too late to stay up anymore, but you're still way too drunk to go to bed. I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck.
you gotta do the whole foot on the floor trick.
What's
That
that?
always makes me feel like it's like to stop the spins.
Oh, okay.
You put your but I like this is the first night in a while that like I can always tell when I'm like getting to blackout point or like brown out point when I can feel my lips. And I was definitely at the point
I,
of like
I I just knew once I saw the picture of you, the famous one now, like under the chair and table, like looking like you're growling at somebody. That's like a classic Brian, like college level drunk, looking like a troll.
um
And then the video of the three boys jumping up and down, yelling, hugging is another classic like
yeah,
college drunk move. It's
it's a
fun.
good one.
It's fun. It's
Uh,
fun camaraderie.
the video of me under the table was me. So our friend Ruth, like at midnight, she like scurried under our little table and like was just like kind of like squirming around, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, if you eat like 23 grapes under a table, it's good luck." And I was like, "What the fuck? Let me try that." And
What?
so
That sounds great. I could
I,
do some luck. I'm a guy that's down on his luck.
I like grapes. I like luck. I like tables. So that video is me consuming grapes underneath the table.
Nice. We'll post it in the episode
It was very
description.
fun, and it's very funny.
Yeah, we'll post it with the episode promotion along with the Uncle Sam. What did you drink last week?
Yeah.
Be sure to check that out.
Does that finally bring us into our drink?
I when you were talking, remember one thing that I want to say because you mentioned our mishap with Mario Kart. We did play some Mario Kart after we tried to play online. It didn't work out, but it didn't really work out for me either because I've been on such a high horse going into this round of Mario Kart, talking a huge game about how the only reason why I suck at Mario Kart or Mario Kart rather is because it hurts my mouth and it's too spicy with the bubbles. And now I have
Right.
this new tool that I got for Christmas that completely removes the top of any can.
Oh right, yeah.
And I was like, well, now I can be just as
You're
good
in.
as I am at the sport, while also having an even playing field with the drinking game. And the first game we played, I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's do all 4 races. We're playing Beer Kart all in one circuit. I get through the first one, dead last. Dead last in the first race. It was just as bad as it always was. It wasn't even close. I was like, I need a warm up round. I did the second race, and I only finished half the beer. I was like, all right, I'm not playing anymore. Everyone was just laughing at me because I was like, you guys are all so fucked. I have my special little tool. No one can touch me.
It's the definition of like people buying gear to be better at sports.
I bought the biggest glove.
That'll make me hit a big hammer.
Yeah, it's bad.
No,
It was
no,
bad. It was comical. It definitely made it easier on my tongue, but I didn't realize I'm just an awful chugger. I'm bad.
Yeah,
Bad at
it's
it.
always very funny to watch you struggle.
It hurts
to like
so bad.
you do like this little thing where you press the can against your face a little bit, and you're
Yeah.
just
And I'm always still driving a little bit because I know I'm
Yeah.
gonna come in last anyway.
like you're going backwards sometimes.
Yeah. I'm just always
I don't
pressing
know.
a button.
It's a big mess.
It's like I think because I was able to drink more in single gulps than I'm used to. which is good. That's the objective of chugging. But then I would get grossed out by it. I'm like, get ready for the next chug and be like, I don't want to do
Yeah.
this. It's hard. I think I have to do all in one shot, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, I just bypass the tongue, open that gullet, and
Ooh,
let
just
it
bypass the tongue.
slide.
Simple as that. I need you to show me, if you know what I mean. Show me how to bypass that tongue,
Impossible.
boy.
Impossible. It's impossible. Talent that you're born with
All right.
cannot be
Fine.
taught.
Fine.
Sorry.
Well, I just wanted to bring up my new tool. It is a very important part of this holiday season. I do love it. Aside from it not helping with the sport, the can top remover is something I won't be without at any drinking event.
Now, does it leave any like burrs on the can? That
No,
kinda hurt
only
your
if you did leave a little bit of a nick, then that means that you didn't do it enough. You got to really just
Oh.
keep twisting until it's
Yeah.
completely clean. It does a great job.
Interesting.
I forget what it's called, but if you just look up like beer can top
Can
remover, I'm sure
remover.
you'll find it.
Yeah.
But it's a great
Does
tool.
it cut? Does it, like lift the lid, lift the seal?
So like, what you do is like when you lock it on by going just underneath the seal, and that's how you start it. You get it into position by going under the seal, but it doesn't
Okay.
fuck with the seal at all.
Okay.
And you remove it, it should come clean off, and voila. And when you first started it, you kind of like destroy the can because you're just like you have nothing to grip on besides the can, so you're just crushing it, and it was like, oh look at this, it's open, and then it's just mangled, and there's like half a beer left in it.
It's like a Tom and Jerry can of beans, with, like, crumpled and
Exactly. But I've gotten good at to a point where it looks like an untouched can and it's open. It's not too messy.
Nice.
It's fun. Curious to try it out with you.
I'm looking forward to trying that one day.
Yeah. But I think that
I just
finally.
poured a cup like a loser.
Fuck you. You're losing all those bubbles like an asshole. That's what I have to do. Maybe. Oh, that's that.
True.
You just cracked the code by it, right? I don't need the draft top. I need to pour out the beer into a glass, and that'll get rid of like half the bubbles.
Yeah, you gotta hard pour it. You gotta really,
Hard pour.
Like,
Yeah, hard pour.
have it.
I just gotta pour it on the ground and not drink it and play Mario Kart.
Your card, pour it on the ground, ground wins.
Brennan wins. Bye.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up with a.
4
How about
minutes
this?
in.
Oh, we got applause.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. All right, this is time for the drink of the week.
I don't know how to describe a Slurpee. For those who don't know what a Slurpee is,
It's kind of crazy to me to think that anyone doesn't know what a Slurpee is. But I guess that's
but it's
true.
also like, it also is like just a kind of an insane. I was telling Darian, it's an insane drink. It's an insane beverage.
It's a wonderful thing.
It should. It is so in between ice and a solid and a liquid.
And it's got effervescence.
Yeah, it somehow is carbonated. It's great.
It's a frozen
such
soda. Even
fun-
think about when you. Not to get too deep into this before we even really say it. I mean, we've hinted and maybe even said the word a couple times. We're talking about Slurpees today.
Slurpees,
It's you would say
not
you-
not.
Huh?
7-Eleven like not slushies, but like Slurpees specific.
Slurpee, the brand Slurpee, like Slurpee product.
Right.
Because otherwise, if we're talking about this specifically because this is the best version of the slushy. Because slushies don't have that carbonation at all.
Right. I would go as far as to
mouthfeel.
say slushies suck. They're very bad.
Yeah,
But
not
Slurpees
worth the time.
very good.
Every time I go and indulge in a Slurpee, I'm amazed with how good it still is. Because some of these treats from your youth only have that nostalgia factor, and they're like, oh, this is fun. I remember this. I go back to these every once in a while. I'm like, holy shit! Like, no wonder I had one of these every day growing up. Literally every day.
Yeah.
They're good. They're better
is,
than soda.
Yes, I mean hands down. And we'll obviously talk flavors in a bit. But I think the reason why we are doing Slurpees is because Brett, I think you brought up that we were gonna do like a hangover remedies, and you said you heard Slurpees are a hangover remedy.
Yes.
Do you remember where you heard that? Where you got that from?
I think it just like kind of started because
That's-
we were on a kick of Slurpees throughout high school, and then like once you start drinking in high school, you're like, Well, I kind of like want that right now. After like you wake up a little hungover, and then like as you learn a little bit more about hangovers, you're like, I hear that like sugar and caffeine are two things that are good for hangovers. Both of which I believe most Slurpees have, especially if you're doing like the Coke Slurpee. I think there might be caffeine in that
Right.
one. Um, but I think that's my reasoning now is like that. I mostly just want sugar in a cold thing. What Nicole's family calls, especially Gerard will call it, hot coppers. If you've got like a hankering for all things liquid, and you'll have like, so it's like you'll send a picture to Nicole's family of like, oh, I got the hot coppers right now, and it means that in front of you you have a water, an orange juice, a Slurpee, a Gatorade. You have like 4 or 5 different kinds of drinks in front of you. You got hot coppers.
That's Darian is constantly in that ADHD brain phase where she's like, I need my 3 drinks, one for hydration, one for fun, and one for caffeine. And
That's good. I like that.
usually on that, she's like, she'll have like water, she'll have a seltzer, a San Pellegrino seltzer, and then like a coffee.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good
going
mode
all
to
at
be in. I
once.
love beverages.
Yeah, honestly, it's like again getting back to the milk bit. I love drinking milk, and like I just love drinking like a big fucking tall glass of milk.
Yeah,
It's the best.
really is. Especially
That
like
and
when you
like
like
water.
the earlier part of like the expiration date when you first get the like the milk jug. Within the first few days, you're like, there could be nothing wrong with this right now. Because
Yeah.
at some point you forget when you got it, like a week later, and it's probably still good for another couple weeks, but there's always that like shadow of a doubt. But like the first week of having that milk, you're like, oh man, I could do anything I want to this milk right now.
I am constantly aware of what the expiration date is on milk, and it does not phase me. It is
Yeah,
I
I'm sure you never
could
even come
fucking
close to it,
care.
really.
Yeah, it is. It is. We sell them like the only reason why the gallon we just had got to the expiration date is because we were in Ohio for 5 days. Like
Yeah, right.
it goes um seldom unused.
Yeah. Um. So
Uh,
yeah, but I was a humongous Slurpee fan growing up. I assume you were the same.
you know what? It's one of those things where I like got them every once in a while, but I was never like everyday type of thing. I remember I had a boss for that worked. I worked for a GameStop, and he would walk in with a what I don't know what the bigger big gulp was, like the
Mm.
extra big gulp,
Right, right.
the XL drink. He would walk in with a Coke XL gulp Slurpee
Holy
every
shit!
day,
Like it's one thing to have like
every
the
morning.
Coke version of that, but like the Slurpee version of that
Yeah,
is another level.
dude, it was wild.
That's crazy.
This man was like, I think at the time he was probably like our age, like 28, 29, and just ripping into GameStop 9 a.m. Big fucking Slurpee.
Yeah, that's a move. I mean, because now the way I look at Slurpees is, if I'm having one, I have to be kind of hungover, which I shouldn't do that to myself. I should just have it because I want it sometimes. Because it really is.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I do that is because of how sweet it is, which is definitely why I liked it so much
Yeah.
growing up. I think I went from Arizona iced teas over to the Slurpees because like Slurpees are just way more fun than an Arizona iced tea. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I
And that's kind of where
remember,
I was in the Arizona iced tea area. So like I was always hanging out
yeah,
at
yeah,
CVS. There were 7-Elevens by me, and all the 7-Elevens were kind of like a little on the seedy side. So like didn't want to go there as a 15-year-old to get my shit kicked in.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think I stuck to like CVS and Arizona's.
Okay. Yeah, our 7-Eleven was just like so close to our neighborhood that it was like very easy to get to, and
Right.
it was so easy to also get like $1.50. I think the ones I would order, I would get the large for the most part in like middle school, high school, and those came out to be a 151. Which another thing I want to say was we got 2 Slurpees, medium size, like pretty small, but I think it only came out to like 326. And like, how did these not get that expensive? Like, kind of crazy how cheap they still are.
Yeah.
Love that about them. But still, like I was like, natural inflation. This is the only product in the entire world that just like went along equally with inflation. Didn't do anything else.
Yeah.
Didn't price gouge you by any means.
Darian and I got so I what I wanted to do or the art so I read it I looked at an article of like 20 top 20 things for curing a hangover and the Slurpee was on them and one of them said like cherry and Coke Slurpee mix was my hangover cure and I was like all right great I'm going to do that today. Get into the 7-Eleven, cherry is out. Cherry is not working. Very sad.
That's a big
Coke
nightmare
is spinning, and it looks
for 7-Elevens when you see that flashing red
it's
light.
it's and this is like a brand new like high tech. It's like Japan level
Oh wow.
7-Eleven. Um, but the cherry was out of commission,
But do you think that that has something
and
to do with the New Year's Day crowd?
no, I don't because I think it was just liquid like the spinner wasn't spinning, so I think there
Oh,
was maybe you're right, maybe there's something there that they overused it or something. But Darren and I both got smalls. She did some fucking weird like peach Coke thing. I was not a fan of it.
uh huh.
Um, dollar each for a
Wow,
small.
that's
Good.
pretty great.
You can't get anything for a dollar these days. But
You, that's the one thing left.
tell
I've always been a fan of like layering. So I'm not a
yeah,
Coke fan, so I wouldn't do the cherry Coke thing. But I think if that's like the one iteration of like the Coke Slurpee I can handle is like when you do that cherry Coke mix. I don't know if you're the kind of guy that like because you can kind of if you're from around these parts and you know 7-Eleven and you know how to work a Slurpee machine, you can either do it kind of lightly so you can layer them on top of each other, or you can put the one flavor in first and then you can jam the fuck out of the like the what's it called?
do like a core.
Yeah, to make like a cherry core down the middle. So
Yeah.
it takes a little bit of finesse and like understanding the power of these levers to know which way you want to do it. And that way it makes sense to me because that mixes the two flavors. But I don't want that when I'm doing my flavors because I want to have back when I have the bigger Slurpees, I want to have 3 different Slurpees. I want to have three
Yeah.
different layers of fun. With my medium, I only did 2. I just do. I mean, can you guess which 2 flavors I got? Like of I got 2 classics.
So I'm gonna say cherry is one of them, and then like maybe this sounds weird, but like I could see like grape Fanta or blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry. I'm always if I'm doing any flavors that are like classic fake candy flavors, I'm doing red and blue. I'm a red and blue guy for
Yeah.
like neon gummy
Blue
worms,
raspberry
like
is
the best. This is the neon gummy worm of
yeah.
Slurpees.
They didn't have blue raspberry at the thing either.
They don't
It,
always
it
have
was
that flavor.
kind of like it's really a sad state of
Yeah.
affairs.
Or like lately or in recent years, if I've gone and hoped for both, I usually find one or the others out of commission for the moment.
It's really sad that Icy walked so Slurpee can run.
Yeah, because I mean
You
those
know?
those are 2 flavors right there for icy is like the red and blue. They always have those 2,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't have those bubbles.
I think that polar bear died in like a
Yeah, then the red is his blood.
leash.
Yeah, shot
So
that fucker down.
he was lacing the ices with fentanyl. I heard.
Yeah, and then once
Uh,
someone shot him down, I think Leo DiCaprio climbed inside of him.
oh,
Yeah,
did
and
he
they
break up with his?
break up his
That was his
what?
26th birthday, right?
Oh
Or
yeah,
with his girlfriend.
he was. Yeah, somewhere around there.
It was the bear's 26th birthday. That's why he killed the bear.
Right. Too old, getting too old. I
Time to-
time to die. It really is. It's unfortunate though with Slurp machines. Like one of the big knocks I have to give on this product is how often, like half of the flavors will be out of commission.
Yeah, it's yeah, again, it's not something I am like. I don't go into 7-Elevens that often, even though there's a fucking million of them around me now. But like, it always does seem like something is going wrong somehow. Even at these brand new 7-Elevens, some one flavor's down. I don't get it. You know, my one of my current coworkers used to work at 7-Eleven, and he said it's kind of like magic. How these Slurpee machines work. He said there was never someone coming in to do maintenance. They are self cleaning. They're like self repairing
Really?
somehow. Like he, it's like
So they
I
just have
didn't. I
to
never saw.
set it and forget it and hope it works.
He's like, all I did is I put the liquid into the machine, and like
Eventually, it works.
it did its thing, and like
That's
it
nuts.
cleaned itself. It was like that's
Wow,
fucking
I'm
great.
very. That's a crazy. I'm very interested in like the tech of the Slurpee machine now because
Yeah.
I don't think they've changed in a long time. So I guess it's been this way for a while.
I think Dippin' Dots has mistakenly said that they're the ice cream of the future because really, I think they should give that to Slurpee because they're the ice treat. Of the
Yeah,
future,
they're,
'cause
they're still like
they're
a mystery to
so much.
us. Don't even know how they work.
It's insane.
Huh? Interesting.
You kind
Yeah,
of understand how they work. but Slurpees no. So it's a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is like it never happens though when they're all working. I think, and I don't get them all the time either. But when I go into a 7-Eleven, it's just nice if you were to see in the corner like an 8 wide or 10 wide Slurpee machine where all 10 flavors were
Oh
just
wow.
on, and you see like because sometimes you could tell when one's on its way where it's almost ready, and that doesn't even count. Like I want to see all the
Yeah.
flavors like front and center, looking extra creamy, icy. You never see
Yeah.
all the flavors next to each other fully pumping,
Just ripping.
just ripping.
Do you ever a kind of a sidebar? But do you ever get a food item from a 7-Eleven? Any of those rollers or
No,
anything
I
like
used
that?
to do the rollers a lot when I was growing up, like a buffalo chicken roller, what have you.
Yeah.
I've never really done the hot dogs there because there's always one in the back that like
Not a
has like
chance.
the hot dog bumps on it, like that looks like a burnt penis.
Scott got the hot dog cancer.
Yeah, there's always one of those that just gross you
Melanoma.
out. And I'm sure like hot dogs on rollers are like some of the best iterations of hot dogs, but those melanoma hot dogs in the back just really do
Yeah.
turn you off from it.
I remember one day I was going into work when I used to work for the Navy, and it was like it was kind of an early morning for me. Maybe I was maybe like on site around like 7:30, and there's a 7-Eleven like kind of right outside where I worked. And this dude walks in, he gets two energy drinks, like a Bang or Rain equivalent,
Yeah,
and then he goes, let me get two of those hot dogs. It's 7:30. Guys, two hot
hell
dogs.
yeah.
Holy shit, this guy is going to die on the way into the fucking base.
Attaboy. Well, I know 7-Eleven's very
Crazy.
famous for their. I don't partake because I'm not a butter man, but I know people love their buttered rolls at 7-Eleven.
Oh, interesting.
I think they're like crazy buttered up too. Like it's like when you get any kind of if you get like cream cheese on a bagel on Long Island, they'll just like give you half the quart of cream cheese. I think it's that level of butter on these 7-Eleven rolls.
Stick of butter.
Yeah, which is probably why I hate them. But people like those.
Yeah.
Something to look out for.
All right. So talking about this in relation to a hangover cure, I know you had yours kind of later in the day. I had mine in the beginning of the day. How was your hangover faring at the time you had your
Not
your
bad. I was just like tired, and then I used it to kind of perk me up to go for a run like an hour later. So I had my Slurpee. I had a bunch of Cape Cod chips. I hung out and
oh
played Pokemon DLC for like an hour, and that was I think putting me to sleep more than the hangover was. From what I've heard and what I endured so far is like the first, and I'm not turning this into a Pokemon podcast like happened. I don't know what episode that was this past year, but there was an episode recently where we just talked about Pokemon for 45 minutes. But not happening again. I would just say that the first half of the Pokemon DLC I've heard is boring from other people. And then Peter, who's like a super fan of this game, confirmed it's boring. And I so far am bored. But
okay.
second half I
So
heard is
three,
great.
three for
Three
three.
for three. I got to power through it. I think it's very short too, so at least I can get to the good
Yeah.
half relatively quickly. But after the Slurpee did its job enough where I was able to get me on the road to run 3 miles, just to get some. Hopefully, sometimes when I do run, it kind of gives me a little bit of energy, and
Yeah.
the whole process of it all really put me in the ground the rest of the day. I ended up watching like 3 hours of Gilmore Girls by the time I got home from everything.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, that's the New Year Day vibe, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
absolutely. That's what I didn't like. I didn't want to do anything else anyway, so I was fine with it.
yeah, kind of fuck around and
Yeah.
do whatever.
Where were you at mentally and physically when you were getting your Slurpee?
So we were like, I think that day we were kind of, I think we decided, did we decide New Year's Eve to do it or
I think
that
we
day?
did. I think New Year's Eve were like. I know maybe it was
All
New
right.
Year's Day. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. We had a few different
Anyway,
ideas
like,
kicking around.
I think we were like, Darren and I were getting out of bed at like 8:30, 8:45, and I was like, we're still mulling around, like, not sure when we're gonna go do the episode. And I was like, all right, well, like, for the sake of the episode, I like this. I want that to be the first thing that I consume for the day. So let's just go right now. So took Darian and myself to 7-Eleven. or actually Darian drove. It was 9 a.m. when we got our Slurpees.
Nice.
Uh,
Your Slurpee and your hot dog
it's a
breakfast.
Coke hot dog breakfast. I did almost buy a breakfast item from 7-Eleven, but I
Mm.
decided against it. Um,
Yeah, they're basically
they
like
had like
they're if you
three
have
surprise.
their egg sandwiches, there's basically like the microwave Jimmy Dean type egg
Yeah,
sandwiches.
yeah,
Yeah,
I figured. Um,
which I did grow up on. They're
but yeah,
fine.
so the first few sips were pretty revitalizing,
Mm.
and I think it's that like slurry that it's got
Yeah,
going on. It's kind of like
yeah.
my body. Oh, this might be water. Uh, Joke's on you, body. It is not.
I'll show you.
Uh, but it was like I feel like I felt really good when I was like actively drinking it, and then as soon as I like put it down for 5 minutes, my hangover would come back.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with like ice and the coldness
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. But I think yeah, I think it kind of was like just did enough to kind of like this kind of sounds bad, but it's kind of like methadone or like Suboxone in terms of it kind
Quick
of just puts me
high.
in the right space. Or it could be like kind of like hair of the dog in the sense of like just kind of gets you enough in the right direction to keep you going.
Uh-huh.
Uh, as soon as I was done, like I got through like 3/4 of it, I was like, it's kind of like that weird, like puddle at the bottom, and I just threw it
Right.
out after
Yeah,
that.
that's kind of where I ended up too, I think.
And after that, I kind of was like, all right, my head still kind of, so then I moved on to,
Yeah.
you know,
It's definitely not a cure all. But I think it like you said, it kind of puts you in the direction of like, all right, we're alive now. Let's do more to aid
yeah.
my head.
I was able to like we had people over. I don't know how we did this. We had people over for lunch that day. So we made Korean army stew, and then we went to see the Iron Claw afterwards. So I guess it did really kind of put me on my feet a little
You're
bit.
able to do that. That's I
Um,
mean that by itself is a feat.
um, so I don't know where like the line of like hangover cure of like from the Slurpee and like everything else I consumed throughout the day it starts and ends, but
Right.
like it got me. It got me
So
there.
it gets the ball rolling a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah,
So
I think
it
that's
was
one of my knocks is like the puddle at the end is tough. I think there's a way to avoid it if you just like suck it down as fast as you fucking can. But
yeah.
if you put it down for maybe 5 minutes, you're gonna start getting that puddle,
It's
and that just turns into soda.
it's right. It's that ice slurry that like just kind of goes real quick, and the sugar liquid comes out of it real fast as well.
Yeah.
Even you know there's like you can like shake it a little bit and that'll kind of like re
Yeah, yeah,
ice
totally.
everything. But even that is kind of like a pain in the ass.
But you're on such a crazy high when you are like fresh draw and the fresh pile of snow in there,
First tips
and
on
it's just like completely uninterrupted fun until and
yeah
then it's just such a crazy come down when you get that first suck of air. And like, but what the
yeah.
hell? There's still like half a Slurpee in here, and like, I gotta start mixing
It's
it.
completely wrong. You use the little spoon at all at the end of that straw?
Yes, I definitely back in the day, I would definitely use the spoon to like scoop up the rest of it.
They were much better back in the day. Like now they're very narrow and like they don't really get
Oh,
you
really?
much. Back in the day,
Yeah,
they were
they
thick,
were yeah,
flat,
and you could really like bend them. They're very malleable.
hmm Now not so good.
Good note.
Wasn't a fan this
Good
time.
note.
I
Yeah,
didn't even write it down.
that's how good of a note it was.
I just locked in.
Yeah, that's like my annoying adult brain that tells me like, I think you've had enough sugar, so I never even get to the bottom where it's like time to scoop
Yeah,
up the
it's so
slush.
sad.
And it's not even because I don't want it anymore. It's just because I'm like, I think you've had enough, sir. Like,
The sad
it
areas that
is
we're in.
it is sad.
You know,
Sugar's
who'd be
good for you.
sad?
Well,
Mike sports bar. Mike would be really sad that you're not finishing your Slurpee. Only because he's the type of guy. Like, you know what? We haven't consumed enough alcohol and played enough darts till 4 a.m.
That's
He would
right.
want you to finish Slurpee.
He definitely would. He's the kind of, he would want you to finish everything. He wants you to finish your game of darts, finish your Slurpee, finish your shot,
Finish him.
finish him off, talk him off. He was mad one time when we he like had leftover like just burgers from like grilling outside all day. He was like, I made 20 burgers. I don't know. Just, if you want it, it's upstairs. And we didn't want like burgers that had just been
20
sitting out
burgers.
for like hours. And they're also like the kind of like chubby like hockey puck type burgers that are just like
Yeah,
no seasoning. It's just like here's a big wad of meat that's well done
yeah.
and like been sitting for 3 hours. So we ordered at McDonald's. He's like, "What? You bought burgers and I have burgers upstairs waiting for you guys?" I'm like, it's kind of different, a little different,
Isn't
but
burger is a
thanks.
very funny word?
Burger,
Burger is a very funny word.
burger is funny.
It's a funny food item too, if we're being completely honest.
It is it is funny, especially
There's a lot of
the older it gets, the funnier it gets. The more it just
right.
sits out.
There's a lot of comedy to be dealt with a burger. A lot of stuff you can do with it.
Yeah,
You can tell the jokes too.
yeah, they could like in The Amanda Show or all
SpongeBob.
that SpongeBob.
Uh, all of them. I don't know.
All of them. See, look how funny they are.
Yeah.
Look all the cameos they make.
And they make cameos now. It's like $20 per cameo from a burger.
That's right. So you should subscribe to our Patreon so we can get a cameo from the burger,
Mr. Burger.
Mr. Burger.
Mayor McCheese. You want a burger? And me.
We're getting a cameo from Mayor McCheese if we get
I hope they
100
do that.
subscribers. So it's
All
gonna
right.
cost.
Do you wanna rate? Do you wanna do do we even need to rate Slurpees as a whole?
Yeah, I want to give it a score.
Um,
I got to give it a score just to put it on the books. I have an idea of what I want to score it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's a 4.5. It's not a perfect thing. I think it's
Yeah.
near there. It's the best iteration of what these sorts of drinks are. But like we said, we talked about the puddle. We talked about the
The puddles.
tough, the incapable straw. We talked about how frequently the machines are not working. You sometimes can't get your favorite flavor. I, in this experience, was able to get the flavor I wanted, both of them. It was great. I'd say my experience today was maybe even like a 4.75. But overall, knowing the hardships of 7-Eleven and how little attention those machines get, and how bad an experience can be, even if like the machines work, sometimes you get like, it's not ready, but you want it badly enough where you'll like take a half soup just cause.
A liquid.
Yeah, just like I'll take a liquid,
Yikes.
like rip the shot of it, and then just make a good flavor afterwards.
Yeah.
But they're far from perfect, but they're so good that when they are really good, it's unbeatable. So I'm gonna leave it at 4.5.
I think I will match you, and I'll say for a hangover cure, it's like sits at like a 2.5 for me. It's good enough.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
And just like it's a very cold beverage that will like kind of give you some electrolytes. With
Yeah.
sugar
But
and all
doesn't
that.
really cure it.
Right. As a whole, I think you're on the money there. I think like a 4.5 is like it's not my. If I would indulge in a sugary treat, Slurpee's not the first thing that comes to mind. But when I get it, it is
It's like, oh man, I missed you, baby.
yeah. Like it's something that like if you crave it, like you just get it, and just,
Yeah.
like, it's $1. Who cares?
Yep.
But like again, like you said, you gotta kind of hope that you had the like if you're hankering for blue raspberry and blue raspberry's down, like you're fucked.
It sucks. It's would have come down.
So yeah, I'll give it. I'll do. I'll hit the 4.5.
All right. I like it. Good.
Celebrity.
Celebrity Boys. It was great. I'm gonna have another one like relatively soon because I enjoyed it so much, and I want to have it and just.
Yeah, I think I gotta.
It's good for
add
just
it
to go
into,
for a
like,
walk and get one.
not weekly, but
Yeah,
like
but-
maybe like weekly
You can introduce it
rotation.
more frequently than just when you feel like shit. It's like
Right.
like next beautiful
See,
day,
I'm
especially
thinking
like springtime. Next beautiful day, I'm just gonna like going for a walk to 7-Eleven.
that's gonna be- See, it's so sad because like Virginia is not walkable at all.
Right.
So like the 7-Eleven that's like not that far away, but it's like you could not work there.
Yeah,
Like,
when we were moving, I don't have to cross a main road. It's gonna be. I mean, you've been to that 7-Eleven that I'm
Wow.
talking about.
Yeah. I think someone threw up in that parking lot. It might
No,
have been me.
we all have. It's a great place for yakking.
And everyone. Oh my God, let's throw up that one.
We have one more segment. Well, hopefully, we can do it relatively quick.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to do it.
But this is called Holiday Draft. DRAUGHT. Right.
Very fun.
Even though it has nothing to do with beer, but it's a beer show, so that's I gotta spell it like that.
That's the only beer thing we talked about this podcast.
Holiday Draft. So I thought we would need some way to fill out a full episode, but we didn't. But this doesn't make sense to do any other time besides like right now. So we gotta squeeze it in. Me and Brent we're gonna draft the federal holidays. So they are as follows. In case you're not familiar, there are 11 federal holidays. We're gonna add one. We're gonna give a wild card to whoever picks second. To add one in there to even it out, but we're going to pick teams essentially. The 11 federal holidays are New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, Washington's birthday, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. Were you at all shocked by one of these holidays?
Yeah, Martin Luther King's birthday, man.
I couldn't believe they let them have that day.
Crazy.
It's insane that I had no idea Washington's birthday was a federal holiday.
It's
It's what day?
President's Day.
Oh, okay. That
It
makes
has a
more
little
sense.
asterisk on the date that says like this holiday is designated as Washington's birthday in section fucking whatever of the United States Code, which is the law that specifies a holiday for federal employees. Though other institutions such as state, local governments, and private businesses may use other names, it is our policy to always refer to holidays by the names designated by the law.
That's a big qualifier.
It's a big qualifier.
So
But
it's
a good
really
one.
it's really
It's also
President
funny.
Day, no S. But I guess
It
they're
could
also
be
selling
apostrophe,
presidents.
like it's his day.
His day, the only president that
His day.
matters.
It is very funny though that like no one never saw it. Old Georgie.
Oh, George,
Turning another. You get another year.
you getting up there, Georgie?
Come on. I think that would be a lot funnier to be like, it's Washington's birthday sale.
It would be so funny.
Come get your mattresses for Washington's birthday.
Just like in the corner of the mattress store, just a skeleton in a chair with like a party hat on.
I only sleep underground.
This is one line in the commercial. You'll all be with me soon.
You'll need beds down here. Borrow them if you can.
That dirt's your bed when you're dead.
The worms become your mattress.
As they crawl through your
I didn't
skin.
intend for this country to turn out this way a little bit.
I like this extended cut of the commercial. Okay, so Brian, flip a coin so we can pick these teams.
All right, what do you want?
Heads.
Flipping. It's tails, you motherfucker.
damn it.
I will take the first pick,
Okay.
and I'm going to pick. Gotta pick Christmas. Top dog.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that because I was not going to pick Christmas with my first pick. It's not my favorite holiday.
Wow.
Although I've had a lot of fun with this Christmas season. It's been nice. Christmas Day itself, as an adult now, I said this to somebody I forgot recently, but Christmas Day being a holiday for kids, we're in the in-between right now where we are no longer kids and we don't have kids. So I feel like the holiday will gain meaning again for me once I have children. But right now it's like, can you just leave me home so I can play video games? That's all I really want. And no one will let me do it anymore. It's annoying.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's where I'm at with it. But I'm glad you like it.
Right. It you know what? To me, it's like, I just like the if last year we were left alone. We did it by ourselves.
Yeah.
And it was very to just like kind of not have to do anything and just like stay in Virginia. It was very
Right.
great to just like drink hot chocolate and like watch a Christmas movie or two and like look at the free, and it was fucking great.
Yeah, I love that too. About like even like you're by yourself and doing nothing. You also it's something about knowing that the rest of the world is doing nothing too, or like the rest of the country at least.
Yeah,
It's nice to know that.
it's a very quiet time.
Yeah.
Right.
So with that, I will make my first pick is Thanksgiving Day because I of the two like of this
Wow.
the holiday that kicks off the holidays, it's my favorite because it doesn't have any like stupid capitalistic meaning behind it for the most part. I guess the next day does, being Black Friday, but I love
Right.
that no matter what, it's one of the holidays that's what.
It only has the rape and destruction of Native American
Yeah,
lives.
no capitalism. It's
That's
just
it.
rape. But the
Nope.
way we
Buying.
the way we know it now, it's just a food holiday, and I love that it's an excuse to really it's an indulgence day. And I love that because I love indulging, and I love like kind of stopping yourself from doing stuff so that you can like spend it all on one big day. Like, oh, I'm gonna be so good for so long, so I can be so naughty on one holiday.
It's all.
Um, it's like a culmination of goodness all in one filthy day. And it's so fun. It's I love that it's on a Thursday every year because that means you always get the Thursday Friday. Usually, like for workers out there, you get like a half day Wednesday. So it's always a long weekend, no matter what day it falls on. Like the other days that are
Yep.
on the numbered days only. Like Christmas Day will sometimes fall in an awkward spot where you're not sure what you're gonna get off. It's uncomfortable, unless you're a teacher. And if you're a teacher, I'm sorry, but
You have the hardest job on the planet.
yeah, sorry. And most of you don't get paid well at all. Um, but Thanksgiving Day is fun. I think it depends how you celebrate it, and it's tough for some people that don't have like good people to celebrate it with. But I do,
Yeah.
so I love it. I have great people that love to feed me and bring me into their home. So I'm appreciative
And
of
you
that.
know what? There's a lot of football. There's a lot of
Oh,
football on
that's what it's
Thanksgiving.
all about. The
Big
football.
game, boy butts,
You know what I say?
touchdown.
The bigger the football, the bigger the fun.
Uh,
You're gonna go big,
and the
big,
line
big meaty
get on the
football.
with a 40-foot football.
But he looks like he's having a lot of
What
fun.
That's so much fun.
All
All
right, your
right.
pick.
Um, I think I want to choose Memorial Day.
That's a good one. I like that.
I think this is in the cut of like the best time of the year.
Yeah.
Like the late spring, early summer is like
That's I mean that's summer kickoff right there. It's like summer kickoff in the best way because summer really on the calendar hasn't started yet, and it's like getting warm, and like I have so much time to have so much fun right now.
I think like this is when like a lot of pools start opening too.
That is today,
Like
yeah.
this is fucking it's just the best.
Primo weekend.
Um,
Yeah,
I do have like some negative feelings about Memorial Day though because that's when they do the oh no that's Labor Day they do the air show right.
No, Memorial Day is
Where's
their
Memorial?
show. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
My
you're
families
right.
do the air show every year, and I fucking hate the air show.
I've been
It's
to
so
it
loud and
once.
so many people there. It's fucking terrible.
It is for not Long Islanders. Do you know what is it on Jones Beach? I'm pretty sure.
Jones Beach.
Jones
Yeah.
Beach gets filled up like fucking sardines, so the Air Force can do their stupid swirls and twirls. So
They look like they're little specks in the sky, like doing
you can't see shit.
loops and shit, and I'll
So
not see any of them. And then when they come down too low to do their thing, your eardrums
it's so
explode.
loud. It's loud. It's obnoxious. Like sure, it's cool. You guys can do that. I could never. I'm too scared. You guys are talented. Whatever, great. But you also do the same shit every year. So how talented are you really? Like come up with a new act. We need some choreographers to help these guys out.
Run into each other.
Yeah, a couple crashes would be nice. Some entertainment. And then Tierney, I hope you're listening, my Air Force sister. She thinks it's funny. She likes it.
Yeah.
I agree with
Right.
you though, wholeheartedly. Also with the pick, too. Great pick. I'm pissed off I don't have that one.
Yeah.
That probably would have
Sorry.
been my next pick, honestly. So with that, I will probably do Independence Day. I think that's the next best one because it's still early enough in the summertime. Well, you don't fully feel like time's ticking away yet, but it's like I'm such a summer boy, a summer baby that I know it's like Independence Day is just like an annoying, like kind of like big big guy and a big belly drinking a Budweiser kind of holiday. But who doesn't love that? Who doesn't love that? It's a hot dog day.
It
It
is
is the
hot
hot
dog
dog day.
day.
I just love summer. I don't
Literally,
know.
yeah. I mean, Joey Chestnut is it's his holiday.
It's his holiday.
Uh, I will say I think I usually dislike the 4th of July because it's it's too hot for me. I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
like
it's
so
hot.
it's depending. I mean, like I remember we were at Chris's house that one year. We were in the pool, and the pool was like 80
Yeah, it was
degrees.
nasty.
It's just swimming in bath water. It's just like it's so I hate it. And it's
Yeah.
like now that I have a dog, I go goes fucking crazy because all the fireworks.
No,
So,
I think it's
but
fully. It's fully. Yeah, the fireworks. Hit or miss for me. I think the fireworks on Long Island are also similar to air show, where it's overkill because people do way too many of them, and it's just like there's
yeah,
a smog over the entire island at some point in the
yeah.
night.
I do like that smell, like sulfur smell though. Like that just reminds me of like childhood.
Yeah, that's true. That's a nostalgic feeling for me. But I think Independence Day is just like the worst version of Memorial Day. Because Memorial Day, you get the whole week. It's like a 3-day weekend always. And it's better weather and less noise. And so,
Also a great Will Smith.
great movie. Um, okay, that's what I got. Your pick.
Right. So I will pick our newest holiday, Juneteenth.
Okay. This seems like a white guilt pick.
This, uh, I wouldn't even say that. Not that. Well, first of all, this is dangerous territory, so I probably should just
That's why I
on this
said
one.
that.
So doing this the past, I think
I
2 years
just
ago was
dropped my
oh
wedding
my
ring.
oh that's what you get for making a white guilt joke. Um, so not only is this is again a very good time frame, June 19th.
Yeah.
It's kind of early summer, still really good. This holiday makes so many people question their ideals. A lot of people I
I
work
don't.
for in the government. Ah, what is this holiday? I get off for it. Oh, it's not that bad.
Right, not so
Actually,
bad,
it's kind
actually.
of cool. Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
why would you, no
but
matter what it's about, even if you don't know what it's about, wouldn't you just be glad you got a day off?
that was it. Some of these people were like the most horrid, abysmal people to work with. They had like the worst political stances, and like as soon as I think President Biden was like, "We're doing Juneteenth as a holiday. Everyone gets Juneteenth
Yeah.
off." I think that 2021 he first did it.
Mm-hmm.
People were like, "Oh, what's this holiday? It's black focus. Oh, I get off for it."
It's insane to think that anyone would think that Washington's birthday is more valid than the ending of slavery, or
It's
like Columbus Day should have more space than than fucking
right.
Juneteenth.
So I'm glad. Not only is this in a great time to like have
Yeah,
a
that is good.
holiday, it is something that's like kind of worthwhile in celebrating.
Yeah,
So props
I think
and
my only problem with it is that it's still new and doesn't have like the chutzpah of the other holidays, where it doesn't have like the
that's
weekend
true.
behind it. It doesn't have the memories yet. It's still too new, and it's one of the ones that's on a day, not like it's on a number day, not like a day of the week.
Right.
So you don't always get the 3-day weekend. You never know when it's gonna fall. It's gonna be
We're going
playing
through
big
right
for me in this draft is placement of the day. If it's same time every year, great. If it's floating around, you don't know what part of the week it's gonna be.
now.
Don't
Yeah.
love those. But
Fair.
it needs to earn it needs to earn its time in my heart.
Yeah. They're that slavery abolition really needs to earn its place.
It's got to earn its place. Um, not as an idea of the holiday, just the day itself and for my time
Yeah. Yeah.
off.
Yeah. 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 We get.
Okay. uh, my next pick, I gotta go Labor Day. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna,
That's
I just gotta. All the summer ones are great for me. I get that people think they're too hot. I was born in the summer, and I think that's what happens when you're born in a certain season. You just like that season a lot.
yeah.
I could have gone a different direction with this, but I don't know. When I think of happiness, I think of the sun, and I think of me being in like very little clothing. So
Yeah,
Labor Day, it's the worst
I'd say
version of. It's worse than Labor Day and Independence Day because it's like the meaning of summer ending. It's like, well, now everyone goes back to school.
yeah,
Be sad now, but you get one last hurrah. Go for it.
right. Um, Also, like, kind of a little ironic work day, right?
Because it's telling you to go back
Get
to work.
Labor Day.
You get
I
off on
don't know.
Labor
Well,
Day.
I guess it is kind of like I guess for school, it kind of feels that way. Like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah, yeah.
well, back to work. Um, but it is. I love that September, early September is also in the same realm as like May of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's in the air, but not quite yet. Um,
Right. It's like summer
Also has
nights like
potential to
that
be
point.
like
Like September summer nights are like oof, like start to feel really nice where they get chill, like a little cool, not cold, but
yeah,
like different. They're not just like more humidity anymore.
right. Primo time.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. I think um I'm gonna take Indigenous Peoples Day, aka
Nice.
Columbus.
That would have been my other choice
Uh,
for Labor Day. That's a great
um,
weather holiday
it is very fond memories of always going to the Columbus
and
Day
a long
Fair in
weekend one.
Farmingdale. Another long weekend one. Um, I just love fair. Like it is a fair
Yeah.
day.
I go to a fair every year
Um,
now.
it,
The
it,
Huntington Fair is like one of my favorite fairs that exist. It's so fun.
it's great. Usually, some good fireworks. Obviously, more recently, it's been under fire. Um, but some reclamation going on, so
Yeah.
hopefully it'll get the change
Hmm.
today. I just think in terms of the day,
It's more
it's
about the
good.
season. It's more about the season than what it's about for me.
Right. Yeah. October, starting to get into that like spooky. Well, spooky season is like full
Full
force at
tilt.
that point
Yeah.
too. Um,
That's another good point.
and if then this is the decider of like it's gonna start now.
Yeah. I'm in the mode of
Um,
like fall. I'm getting heavy into my Hefeweizens right now at this point. The leaves are starting to
mhm.
change a little bit. It's looking good. Well, actually, not anymore. When we were in New Paltz, it was starting to change a little bit. We still have some 65, 70-degree days around this time of year, but nowadays in Long Island, I don't think the leaves have really started changing too much by this point anymore,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But beautiful time of year, regardless. Um, Starting to get tough now.
Yeah. It's just scraping
It's
a
scraping.
little
I'm gonna
bit.
go MLK Day. I don't like anything that's not in the spring, summer, fall. We're getting to like the shitty part of the year now with the ones that are left over. Um, MLK Day is definitely. I think it's more of like what's left now because it's definitely. I scoffed at Washington's birthday and veteran. I don't like veterans really, so I scoff at that as well.
Your literal sister active duty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
she's not a
know.
veteran yet. Right.
Yeah, she sold out. She does it. She does it for the money. She's a whore for the government, as she says.
Yeah, that's all right.
Gotta do what you gotta do. That's. I mean, nothing else to say. It
Uh,
was pure process of elimination.
yeah. There's a lot of like obvious uh culture around this day of being Martin Luther King and being important, but we're boiling it down to the day, and
I mean, you can
it's
put that behind it too. I guess I just don't think of it too much because this is in January. I never get off of this day.
anyway,
I never have gotten off
yeah,
of this day before. So I think that's also
uh,
part of it. I think that's probably the main reason why I don't like it that much. Is because it
yeah,
doesn't have to
it's
do with
very
me.
right. So
But yeah,
it's good. Otherwise, yeah,
yeah,
tough luck.
tough luck. Tough luck, MLK. We love you. Better luck next time.
Love you. Um, I'll sling New Year's Day.
Okay.
Um, done it. It was kind of fun to just like kind of have a last hurrah of the year or a hurrah into the new year, and yeah, it's pretty much having everything seemed to be like open yet bare. Like absolutely no one was there. Like
Yeah,
movies, no one was
you
there.
can go.
A lot of restaurants I think are still open. So like it kind of is a holiday that just affects uh, like not service businesses, so that allows everyone else to go have fun.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of
Uh,
Christmas Day.
Literally, like terrible. It was frigid, and
It's it's a
not
terrible
good.
day for me. I think that's like the worst day of the year. New Year's Day. I hate it. You usually feel like shit if you're a
Yeah.
if you're a piece of shit. I guess that's true. I had a decent one this year, but if you're a piece of shit, you're gonna feel like a piece of shit. And
Yeah.
there's nothing to do. It's also just it's marking in time that there's no more reason for it to be cold
We're
anymore.
like closer to death.
No, I didn't. I wasn't gonna say that. I just mean the holiday season is over, so winter can go
Yeah,
fuck off now. Give me the warm weather,
that's true.
and you're another day closer to
All
death.
right. Speaking of which,
Uh, President's Day.
okay,
Nothing else to be said.
Washington's birthday.
Washington's birthday because it's a funny thing to say.
Does
Just
that only
think
leave me Veterans Day?
that leaves you Veterans Day, and I have to
Right.
make
That's
one up. Yep.
yeah.
And then I
Do you want to say
will.
anything better? I mean, Washington's birthday.
You want to say anything about him?
Yeah. I mean, like, do you have any comment about
No,
taking that over
it
Veterans
would
Day?
come and go, and I wouldn't notice it was there. Veterans Day. I think. Do some people get off for that? I think schools do.
Yeah, usually.
I think maybe Veterans Day is. This is November. November can be all right. I don't know. They're interchangeable to me. They're just like opposite parts of the year. It's like one's the fall
Yeah.
version of the winter. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're both there. Um, so you get that
Washington's
one.
birthday is kind of close to my birthday.
Oh, so you have to wear wooden teeth for your birthday next time I see you?
I smell mine out, and then I wear the wooden teeth, and then I get a new set of veneers every year.
Then you chop down a tree and then you tell the truth about all of us that you've been holding back for
Got
years.
blood. Wait, no, it's Abe Lincoln. You can't tell a lie.
But it's President's Day. It's all encompassing presidents. You have to be the personality of all the
Right.
presidents.
Uh,
Those are the two
how
I
can I
know.
be at the same time?
You gotta be who's the fat one?
William Taft.
Taft.
Die in a fucking tub.
I hope you die in a tub with wooden teeth for your birthday with a big hat. That's President's Day.
Honestly, that's a way to celebrate. Tub.
I mean, for my final holiday, to go off book and find one that's not a federal holiday, I might go Halloween. I mean, it's one of the ones
Halloween.
people
Wow.
celebrate. You dress up for it. It gets a month long celebration too. You get the fun candies if you like candy. I think it can be fun. It can be fun into adulthood too. If you have parties to go to, you get to watch movies all month long. I think that's one of the better holidays that isn't a federal one.
Yeah, that's an easy pick for
Yeah.
sure. I didn't even cross my mind when we were like, what holiday we're gonna add to the list?
It was like
Um,
that or St. Patty's Day, which I
yeah,
don't like that much because it's maybe the worst weather of the year in March.
it's literally it makes sense for the Irish to like be like we're gonna drink in March because it's the same fucking weather all year round.
All right, we wouldn't know the difference.
Um, yeah, but for us it's like 30 degrees and we're like fucking.
Fucking kill me. It's just moist and dirty.
I have to be drinking from 11 and then 12
Right.
hours to not be cold.
Yeah, some of the most uncomfortable I've felt in my entire life has been like celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Something about like city or winter in the city that also is way worse. Like the
It is
fucking
really
wind
bad.
tunnels blasting you and no
It
sun.
hurts.
It's the
And I never wear
fucking
enough
worst.
clothes for the cold weather. That's on me.
Yeah, you always underestimate. Like I'll be fine in like a parka and a hat and like deep sea diving clothes, and still not enough.
Yeah, any
Somehow.
winter, I just dress for like. Well, when I'm outside, I just will go fast so I get back inside. That's my idea.
Literally.
Okay.
But going faster makes you colder. All right, so I have the finalized list here. For myself, it is Christmas, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, Columbus Day, New Year's Day, and Veterans Day. Brendan, you have Thanksgiving, Independence Day, Labor Day, Martin Luther King's birthday, Washington's birthday, and Halloween. You got two birthdays.
Yeah. 2 birthdays. I think,
You took birthdays.
I think my list sucks. I think Brian won the draft. I'm gonna post these. Maybe I'll post like a graphic to Twitter to see who wins. But I don't like my
Yeah.
draft. I think Holly maybe saved me a little bit, but I'm not confident about this team.
There's some Halloween freaks out there, so I think
There
that,
are. Maybe give me a little Halloweeny bump. Well, good job. Good job.
Well done.
Well done.
Okay. Well, that's it. This is that's ran along, but that's okay.
That's
good
okay.
for you. You listen.
Good for you. You like us.
We're trying to do important so you come back next time.
That's right. That's right. I guess Brian asked me. We've been doing a lot of ask me about my wiener lately. I almost said it again. I did say it again. So ask me about my wiener, Brian.
Who's we? You and
The
who?
royal we. It's been coming up a lot in conversation.
Okay. Okay. How's your wiener?
Have you been hearing about that?
But
This
you
is
think-
kind of getting into plugs. Have you heard about the wiener in Saltburn?
No. What? No.
That movie Saltburn. I forget Brandon Keegan, I think is the guy's name. Huge donger, huge dick. He used
Wow.
and Banshees of Inisherin. There's a big naked scene at the end of the movie. Huge dick. So this is my first plug of the day. Watch Saltburn. Good fun movie.
Buckle.
Otherwise, you can listen to The Lonely Boys. You can listen to The Blitzball Boys. You can watch this show, The Happy Boys, on YouTube. And let's watch all those too. It's a fun one.
Watch them all. Boys
watch 'em all.
Media.
Boys Media. Like our videos. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you see us out in the wild, blow us a little kiss.
I never leave my house though, so you won't see me.
Yeah, you got to look in the windows and make one of those foggy mouths on the windows.
I do kind of always appear outside of my window on my second story, looking out longingly for a lover.
Hoping one of those listeners will be blowing a kiss.
Hoping Darian's gonna come home soon, like a lost dog.
Yeah. She'll come back soon, I promise.
I hope. But with also all of that stuff, please be sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcast. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And you can rate us on Spotify too, I found out. Didn't know that. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please email us at thehobbyboyspod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at thehobbyboyspod. And I think that's it. I got nothing in the pipes. Hopefully more stuff soon.
Pretty soon.
It's
I'm trying to play this out, and I hit the wrong button first, and now it's coming. Say your thing, Ryan.
Yeah. Okay, remember everybody.
Bye-bye.